book I've ever read, but it was okay. It tells the story about a Native American. It is split into two stories about different people who are in fact not different, but skillfully entwined into each other. I did not enjoy the story much and found it a bit of a drag-out plot. However, one thing I can say is that it was well written, and I'm sure it will appeal to someone else reading it.
Right. Liar and Spy. Liar and Spy was a brilliant read, written from a boy called George's youth, and it nearly brought me to tears at some points. As the story unravels, you learn more and more about George's, and also his strange neighbours, Safer and Candy. When George and his dad first move into the new flat, George finds an invite to a spy club stuck in a cupboard door. George reluctantly arrives the next day, and soon his life has changed after he meets Safer and Candy at the club. The relationship between George and Safer is relatable, as they both have laughter and sadness, but it seems that Safer is sometimes a little too unreliable. Throughout the story, Rebecca Stead, the author, feeds you little bits of information that get the cogs in your brain working, suspicions crawling around the back of your mind, and all sorts of emotions flying. I definitely experienced a lot. The end is brilliant, as you find out a shocking truth that you'd never have known about George. It was a brilliant book.
Wow, what can I say? This book is beautifully written and it has an intriguing storyline. All the truth is in me is about a girl named Judith, just an ordinary girl, or at least she was an ordinary girl, until she was kidnapped by a stranger. She returned a few years later, a mute. Her tongue had been brutally cut out. The story is about Judith's quest to tell the truth. You make so many assumptions along the way, and right at the end there is a shock twist. I'd really recommend you read it, as it's a read that is enjoyable, although very moving. I could go as far as to say that it's a tearjerker. My favourite character has to be Judith, because I feel like she's been through so much, and has been judged since her incident, and I feel like we learn so much about her throughout the story. My least favourite character was definitely Rupert Gillis, the school teacher. I feel like the way he judges Judith and takes advantage of her is horrible, especially with what she's been through. I also feel like Goody Pruitt also deserves a special mention. She helps Judith through, especially at the end, where she stands up for Judith against all the odds. I also feel that she's the only one, other than Lucas and Maria, who doesn't judge her because of what she is unable to speak. Overall, a fantastic read, emotive but worthy of its place on the shortlist, maybe even a worthy winner.